Hi everyone, Precious here. If you watching this video, there is a probability that you're done with my HTML training. And even if you've not watched the HTML training, but you have ideas about HTML and you're looking for projects to make you understand and use what you've learned so far, the elements and tags, then this video is for you. I've been able to come up with 10 projects that we can do in HTML. A lot of people are not going to teach you this, but I feel if you can build something in the skeletal stage, then you can build anything. And HTML is the bedrock of anything you will do in programming. So why don't you think we shouldn't build projects? So let's get to it. The projects we're looking at are 10 in number. So we're going to be building a resume or CV page. We're going to be building a job application form, a recipe site, a audio lyrics site, a simple gallery, a contact form, a to-do list, a staff register, a video playlist, and we're going to put all this also into a portfolio for you. So let's get to it. The first thing I would advise that you do too is find a place on your computer and create a folder. I'm going to call mine HTML projects. And that's all I need to do here. Then the next step is for me to right click. And I'm going to open this folder in Visual Studio Code. So I will click on Show More Options and Open with Code. So I'm good to go. I would also want to get my browser on the side. So my browser is here. All these are from our last class. So I'm going to take them out. Okay, good. Yes, I'm going to take this out too. Okay, go to the brain directory. So HTML projects. So I'm ready. The page is blank because I don't have anything here. And let's go back. So the first HTML project we want to work on is the resume or CV page. So let's begin. I'll create a new file. I'll call this resume.html. And this is a blank page, so we have to do everything from scratch, right? And what is the first thing we need to do? We have to declare our doc type. Okay? We have to declare our doc type. And how do we do that? Like this. Doc type HTML, and you close that. Then the next thing is we create our initial HTML tag. Then we create the head tag, and also we create our body tag. Inside of our head, we want to put in some items. So the first one we would have there is the title, and I will name it Precious Iriaevho CV or resume. Remember, the name should be descriptive. Okay. Then we can start to work in our body. So I'm going to reload this. Then we have resume here, so I can open it on the new page so that I can see what we're doing. Our name is already on the page title, Precious Iriaevho resume. Also, I want to put our meta tags. So the first one is meta, and that's the char set, the character set. So char set is UTF-8. UTF-8. Also, I want the other meta, the author. I am the author. You should also use your name here, Precious Iriaevho. Then I want another meta, This is for the responsiveness. So it looks good on mobile. So name, this is view ports. Okay, like ports, not pothole, like ports, like the airports. Then we have content. I'm typing this now so that you can understand it, but in the next videos, I'm going to copy and paste them. So we have width is equal to device width, then initial scale is equals to 1.0. So that is it. We are done with the head tag, but nothing is shown here because, well, it's the head tag. Now, let's begin. Everything you've learned so far, it's time to put them to use. To create a portfolio, the first thing I would do is I would have my name. So that's going to be in the H1, Precious Iriaevho. And as you can see, my name is shown on the page. Then the next thing, so what will a portfolio look like? So I think after that, I should be having my name, phone number, address, and email address, right? So I'm going to use an unordered list to do that. I will say UL, and the first LI is going to be what? I'm going to call it my name. So it's going to be, sorry, address. Let's see what we have. So I'm going to make this bold. So I'm going to say B. So my address is 123 Precious Avenue. You know what? Let me make this page big so that you can see my work properly. Precious Avenue, Lagos, Nigeria. I'm going to create another LI. I'm going to copy and paste. When you're writing, you don't need to type everything out. Just change some things. So this is going to be my phone. So what is my phone number? My phone number is 0801234567890. That's a very long number. Okay. We can also make this a link. So I will cut it out and use our A tag. Then in the href, I'm going to tell it that it's a telephone, and I'll put my number there, and I'll put my number here. Okay. If you don't understand what is happening, just pause the video and look at it. It's going to come to you. So I'm using an href with my telephone so that when people click on it, it takes them to, if they click on it on their phone, they can dial my number. So if I reload, you can see, you see, make a call. So you see, it's asking me if I want to make a call. That's the idea. So good. I'm also going to copy this because I want to put in my email address. And this is going to be email. And I can change this also to mail. Instead of tel, you say mail. And what is my email? My email is precious@gmail.com. I will also copy this and put it here. So you can see my email is visible. And if you click on it, it should open the app application on my laptop, but it's not doing that. We're going to check that later. But as you can see, the email link is supposed to work. Let's proceed. So what else can I put for my biodata. I think that's that. Yes, so I have my address, phone number, email. Now the next thing is, on my CV, I want to put a summary. So what is my summary? I'm going to put this in the H2, and I'll call this objective. And under my objective, I'm going to have a P tag. I am a well-versed digital marketer and programmer. I want to be the best in the world, but I also love to farm. Let's see what we have. So you see, I have my career objective. I probably call it that, career objective. Okay. Also, I can create a skill set. So I'm going to call this an H2 again. Skill set. I'm going to use a UL, an unordered list with an LI, team player. I'm going to copy this and paste it maybe 3 times. Team player, work without supervision. I will say teachable. Then another H2 will be for my experience so far, all the jobs I've worked on. So you see our CV is taking shape. Experience. I want you to see how to implement everything you've learned. Experience. So for my experience, I'm going to put the first company. So I'm going to use an H3. I'll call it Click It Academy. And what was my role here? My role here was as I was a teacher, so I will use a span here. Then I'll also use Mark. Okay. I'll call this instructor or teacher. Let's see how this looks. Good. Or I can bring it down. What if I don't want it there? Okay. So I would use this as a H4. I'll call this role. Yes, instructor, teacher. And this was from when to where? This was from 2022 till date. I still work there. Till date. Oh, sorry, we have this outside. It should be inside the H4. So you see 2022 till date. And what was the job I was doing? I'll use a P tag. I still work there. I am a programming instructor. Okay. That works, right? Good. Experience. Then the next one will be education. So we can just copy everything here. You don't need to type out everything. Education. I attended the University of Benin, Nigeria. University of Benin, Nigeria. Then course. I studied fisheries, agriculture, fisheries, and that was in 2015, 2010 to 2015. And I would say I graduated as a green man to till the soil as God's own farmer. Interesting. Yeah, so that works. And last but not the least, on our CV, reference. So they would want us to have references. So my reference, last but not the least, reference or referee. Or should I call it reference? I will tell them that my reference are only available on request. Available on request. Thank you. So guys, as you can see, we just created a CV page using H2 tags, UL, using Mac. So I believe you can do better than me. Because of this is a training video, I couldn't do much, but you have the idea already. You know what I was trying to do, and now you can do better. Take out your CV and create an HTML template for it. Okay guys, let's go to the next one. The next one is a job application form. So without much ado, let's begin. I will create a new file and I will say job form.html. I'll copy everything from our resume to job form, but I will delete everything in the body. I will leave the H1. I will also call this Clickit Academy job vacancy. Yeah, it's a vacancy or job application. So let's begin. What are we hiring for? We are hiring for a PHP programmer. PHP programmer application form, right? So let's see what we have on our browser. PHP application form. Now let's begin. For this, I'm going to create a form. I would like to use a field set, so series of field sets. And a legend. So I'll call this job application. Let's check what we have. Yeah, this is good, but that's white, but it doesn't matter. So the first thing we want to get from the user will be what? We want to get their name. Okay? So remember, we use a label. So I'll say full name. And after the full name, we want an input tag for the person's name. So type is equals to what? Test. Let's check that. It's good to check so you know you're on track. Okay, full name, good. Now we can proceed. We may not need to check anymore. After that, we need the person's email address. So we can use a break tag so that there will be space, a new line. So we want the person's email. Input type here should be email. After email, we want what? We want the address. So I'm going to copy these two again. Address. Address is test, so we don't need to change that. We need the person's phone number because we need to contact them, right? If not, there will be problem. Phone number. And the input type here will be what? Number, because we only want number. Let's see what we have on the page. Okay, it's taking shape. Well, we're going to use two break tags. Two break tags so that there will be more space. And let's see. Good. Good, 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 good. But this doesn't look so fine to me, so I want to put them all on. Or you know what? Let's leave it like this. With CSS, we can do more. So we have the person's name, address, okay? So let's collect the next thing. We say cover letter. We want the person to type a letter for us, why we should employ them. For this, we're going to use what? A test area. Let's check what we have now. So you see the cover letter. And finally, we're going to collect the information by a submit button. So input, type, submit. Value is equals to send application. But there is one thing left. We've not collected their CV, okay? So we have to collect their CV. So we say upload CV. Don't forget that, or you would not know who your person is. So resume or CV, remember, it's a job application form. So input type, this one will be file in small letters. So if we reload the page, you can see. So right now, if somebody wants to apply for our PHP programmer job, all we need to do is send them this page. They will put in their full name, their email, their phone number, their address. They will upload their CV. They will write us a cover letter and they will send the application. So guys, this is it on the job form. You can make it bigger than this. You can put in a lot of information to collect from the user. I just want you to see how it works, okay? Now, the next one is a recipe site. So let's get to it quickly. I will create a new document and I'll call it recipe.html. And how do we begin? Don't forget, copy everything here and paste it. So we change it around. One of my favorite food is jollof rice. So I'll say jollof rice recipe, okay? And I will delete the form because I don't need the form anymore. The heading of the page should be what? Jollof rice recipe. Let's check it out. And there you have a jollof rice recipe. So let's begin. First of all, I need to make a quote from my mother. And my mother told me one day, she said, my mother said. And what did my mom say? I'm going to use a block quote. She said to me, "Precious, never argue about the best jollof rice on earth. The one from Nigeria, Ghana, or Senegal is good enough, depending on how hungry you are." I don't know. She never said that actually. Aha. Now, let's proceed. I'm going to use an H2 that says how to cook jollof rice. And we begin with a P tag. There are many ways, but here is a simple one. The next thing we want is an H3 and ingredients. Then we want a P tag. Below are the needed ingredients. And for this, we will use a list, a UL. And we have an LI. The first ingredient is, of course, we need rice. I don't know how to cook, guys, so forgive my jollof rice. It's going to be bad. We need water. Is that an ingredient? We need beef and salt. If you know you can cook better than me, please put your ingredients, all the ingredients you use. These are what I will use to cook mine because I don't know what I'm doing. So let's see our page is taking shape. You can see it's taking shape. The next thing I want to do now is I want to work on the procedure. So procedure. So below are the procedure. For this, I'm going to use ordered list, so OL. So I'm changing the U to O. And the first step there is what? Wash and boil the rice. Add salt and beef. Stir repeatedly. Serve while hot. This is the worst food anybody should ever cook or eat. So you can see, this is it, guys. We've been able to create a simple recipe page, but I know you can cook better than me, and I know you can put in more content than me. So please do that. What I'm just trying to do here is to show you the process and the steps and to make you understand that it is easy and possible. Our next project is the audio lyrics site. So let's get to it. Audio lyrics site. I will call this lyrics.html. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is let's copy this and take it to lyrics, drop them all in there. Then I'll call this the title. The title is going to be my music lyric. My music. Oh no, let's use a song. So I love Bob Marley Redemption song. So I'll call it Bob Marley Redemption song lyrics. Okay. And that is going to be my title. I need to get the lyrics right. So I'm going to search for that. Redemption song lyrics. You see, it's coming up already. I just want to copy a part of it. So I'll go to this site. I think I'll copy the two first verse. So while it loads, I don't have the song on my computer currently. I don't have the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a YouTube video instead. So let's use a YouTube video to embed. So I'm also going to search for that. It's not coming up yet. Redemption song. By Bob Marley. I'll take the first one.
There isn't just one way to study here.
And your path is your own.
Traveling is so easy. I've been everywhere.
I've built networks with people from all.
So I'm going to copy it. I want to embed, share. Take the embed code. Copy this and take it back to our code editor. So I'm going to use a div. This is the first time we're using the div, and I will drop the iframe inside of the div. Then I need to go and get the lyrics, right? Oh, I didn't open it. Okay. So we have to get the lyrics. My network is bad. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this first verse. That's what I want to use. Then I would create a p tag and paste them all in. Now let's check what we have. So we have lyrics now. Open. So video is unavailable. I don't know why. And as you can see, the lyrics is not proper. So we have to fix this problem. Okay. And I know you know how to fix that already. So I don't know why this song is not available to me.
All over the world.
I have a place that is a home away from home.
Anything is possible.
When you study in the UK.
Okay. Good. So let me try to embed it again. I don't know why it didn't work out. It should work. It's telling me it's not available to me. Please use any other video you like. It's not important you have to use Bob Marley. I just like reggae music. Okay. So let me check this out again. Just use a video you have. I don't know. But let's fix the lyrics issue. So the next thing I'll do here is I can use break tags, or since it is formatted, I can use the pre-formatted tag. Okay, so I will remove the p tags. I will use the pre-formatted tags for our lyrics. And let's see if this works for us. And you see, it works. The lyrics is right here. But I need to make this video work because I would not feel like the class was complete if my video is not showing. So let's try this one from Isabel Carvalho. So share, embed, copy, replace this one with a new one, and let's see if it's going to work. Still did not work. Interesting. Okay, but what happened is, guys, just find a video that works for you. I don't know why mine is not working on my browser. Let me try this one. I was able to copy a video previously, right? Okay. I'm sorry I'm taking a lot of time on this, but
There's no end to this music.
share, embed. Let me take out this div and drop the iframe. Then reload it. It's still unavailable. I don't know why it's just unavailable. But just get a lyrics video, a video you like, then find the lyrics and drop it underneath it. Okay. The next thing we want to work on is, but first, before we go, I need to confirm something. On our HTML projects, on the video projects, we were able to bring in a video. So let me try it with this. Let me put in this video. So ensure that we have a video there. It's not nice that we don't have a video. So embed. I still want to use the div. Okay, I think there's a copyright issue on the Bob Marley music. So that's why it's not working. So please just find a video that works and put it there so that when you play the video, you can also sing along to the lyrics. But for this, I just use this Barcelona one so that you know that it works. But I don't know why it's not working for us currently. Okay. So the next project we have is the simple gallery. Okay. So how do we create the simple gallery? It's pretty straightforward. I know you can do this. So let's go back to our editor and create a new one called gallery.html. Then let's copy everything from the lyrics video to gallery, and I'll call this simple gallery. I will delete everything we have here, and I'll also call the title h1 simple gallery. So let's see what we have on the browser. So we have the simple gallery. Now we need to make it work. So for this, I would want to get some pictures, but I don't have a lot of pictures on my computer, so we'll have to go online. But first, let's get the structure right, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we'll get our IMG. We should have a source. Then we can put in a p tag and say this is picture 1. So I'll go online and try to get a picture now. So let's go to this place. It's called placeholders. Placeholder image. Visit the first one, and it's as good as that. So I'm going to copy this, copy anyone. I copy this size and I take it to our editor. I put it in the src and I duplicate this. I use an H arrow just to give it a feel. Then I will duplicate this probably, I don't know, countless times. And let's reload. And as you can see, we have a gallery. The good thing with this, if we have CSS, we can make it better. But since there's no CSS, it doesn't look better. But it doesn't matter. But now we've been able to bring in our pictures. All right. The next project we'll be working on is the contact form. But I know that you can do this already, but I'll just work on it with you. So the contact form is just like our job application form. So I'm not going to do that with you. I would expect that you can do this on your own already. Okay. But because I said I would do it, so let me work on it. Let's work on it together. So for the contact form, let's copy the job form. It's almost similar. So I'll call this contacts.html and drop it in there. So this is a contact form. So the page name is contact us. We can also call this contact us. And the legend is contact form. Everything should work. I think what we don't need here is CV. So we don't need CV. So you see, when you are developing, you can always copy things from your previous projects. We don't need cover letter. It's not cover letter. We'll call this message. And we'll say send message. Simple. Let's check it out in our browser. Contact. And as you can see, our contact form is here already. Very simple and straightforward. The next one we want to try out is the to-do list. So how does that work? The to-do list is a simple one too. I know you have the idea. We are just going to create a simple list, okay? So let's copy this and I'll call this to-do.html. Paste everything in. We'll call this to-do. To-do. Then I delete the form. I don't need the form. I create a p tag just to tell you what it is. This is a to-do of things I need to do. And let's create a UL. Since there is no hierarchy to it, we can just do it like this. We can use an unordered list. And the first list will be, so let's assume I've done this, right? So I will say record HTML videos for training. But I've done this, so let's delete it. How do we use delete? We use del. Del, because this is done already. Next one is record HTML projects, and let's use mark to say it is ongoing, and let's use mark in front of this one too to say it is done. So let's see what we have. Let's add something else. I'll say respond to WhatsApp messages. Also, I'm also a student too. So I'll say go to class and learn more programming. Then last but not the least, I will say play games. So let's check our to-do and let's see what we have. So on to-do, So you can see record HTML videos for training, that is done. Record HTML projects ongoing, and there are some other things I need to do, but they don't have status yet. So that is it, guys, on our to-do application. It's not an application because it does nothing, but you get the idea. The next project is the staff register. So let's create our staff register. For the staff register, I'm going to copy everything here again, and I'll call this staff.html, paste everything in, and say staff register. Same thing here. I'll delete all this. For this one, we would use a table, and we want to give it a border of 1. Now inside of our table, since it's a staff register, we're going to have a row that is going to be the heading, and right here we'll call it table head, th. So staff name, gender, and country. Okay, so now let's create our staff. tr td. The first staff is Precious Iriaevho, is male, from Nigeria. We can copy this tr for another staff, and we'll call this staff Kim Mandela. She is female. She is from South Africa. And let's create a third staff, another female, Mary Mensah. Sorry, Mandela. And she is from the Black Coast, Ghana. I hope that's right. Or Gold Coast, yeah, Gold Coast it is. So staff register, you can see we have our staff, we have the agenda, and we have the country that they're from. You can always expand on this. I only make it small so that you can get the idea, but you can make it bigger, you can add more content to it. And the next one is the video playlist, or my video playlist. And this is simple. So let's create it. I'm going to use a table for this. So I'll call this video.html. Paste this in. Video playlist. Copy this and put it right here too. Then simply I just say video, so I don't need these other ones. Remember, in your table you can also embed videos. So let's take the video from lyrics, the iframe, go back to video and replace it with all the names. This. I use just one video, but you can find different videos. Okay, it's still going to be the same thing, and you can make your own better. You can put title. You can see my video playlist. So I have 3 videos in my playlist and they are all working. And last but not the least, the portfolio. So the portfolio is basically a list of all the projects we've created. We're going to create a link to each one of them. So let's see how we can do this. So I'm going to call this, I'm going to copy all this, and I'll call this portfolio.html. So I want us to have an idea of all the tags we've used. That is why. So I'll call this my HTML portfolio, or my HTML project, or HTML projects. Change the title of this to. Then remove the table. I don't think I want to use a table for this. The next thing I want to do is okay, so I'll call this, I'll create an H2. So what was our first project? Resume and CV page. So I will say resume or CV page project. Then we can have a description. So I'll call this is a p tag here, but I want to make it bold, so I'll say B. So we call this description, okay, and I will say this is a resume page. We can copy this for link. So the link to the page, okay, so that people can visit. We'll say link, and here we use an aref, a link, a tag, sorry, and the href is relative, so we are going to resume.html. That's the name of the file, and we will say check project, and I'll put an horizontal line here. So let's see how this looks. So portfolio. So as you can see, if I click on check project for resume page, you see it has gone there. Okay. So I'll put the H arrow at the top too. So let's do this again for one more. What's other project? We have the next one was job application form. So I'll say job application form project, and I'll say this is a job application form project. That's what it is actually. This is a job application form project, and what's the name? We called it job form, so just change that here, job form, and let's check it. You can see we have the second one here, and we can check the project too, you see. So if you click on back, I can check the first one, I can check the second one. So I believe you have the idea already, but let me do the third one with you, then you will do the rest yourself. So I'm going to go back to the editor. I'm just going to copy everything. I think the next project is our recipe site. So recipe site project, recipe site. So yes, we called it, I called mine jollof rice recipe site project. So this is a jollof rice recipe site. Then we called it what? Recipe. So let's go to the browser. If I reload, and you can see everything is taking shape. It doesn't get better than this. So guys, I expect that you should be able to add your remaining projects, six other projects to the portfolio document, your portfolio HTML project. So when you are done, you'll be able to click through to go to your other projects. Okay, guys? So this is it on HTML projects, and I'm happy that you were able to stay with me all through. Please do well to create other types of projects using all the tags that you've learned. Just create more. I will be glad and be happy to see them, if you share the links and screenshots with me. But congratulations on finishing the HTML project with me. I am glad that you were able to move along at your own pace, but I am glad that you are able to come up with something. So please, once again, share your screenshots with me, share your links with me, complete the projects, add more contents, do it better than the way I've done, and I will see you in the CSS training where we make all our pages beautiful. Precious out. Thank you.